Ryan, we are back after another exciting week of March to the Madness.
I was kind of interested to see how long the music was going to keep going.
I don't know. I mean, pretty soon we're going to need like a Carrie Underwood intro for like our Monday openers. I mean,
been waiting all day for Monday morning. I don't know that anybody'd sing along with that because I don't think anybody waits all week for Monday morning.
I'm pretty sure you would still sing with Carrie no matter what. All right, Ryan. Tell us about our week. How do we do?
It was a good opening week. I mean, it's still not quite, the matchups that you want to see in the opening round. And overall there weren't a lot of surprises. Ones and twos both survived. Where the surprises happened, actually 2 of the 3 seeds went down in Northern Illinois and New Mexico. I think Northern Illinois kind of got surprised by Bowling Green at the end, but Bowling Green that shouldn't surprise you by now. I mean, every year they do this in the first round, so they're just one of those teams. New Mexico, they had a really strong showing last year, just completely no-showed this year, so that was disappointing. But it's good to see the underdogs kind of move on, and we'll see if they can keep it up this week. What did you think of the first round?
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, we raised over $13,000 with over 180 donors. Indiana coming out on top with most donations of the week, followed by Texas and then Oklahoma. So, if Oklahoma thinks it's their year again, it's super easy. I mean, I think they definitely have some competitors this year. So, I don't know.
They're just trying to lull you to sleep.
Yeah, it's an area of false confidence.
Like we say in the South, they're just playing possum with them. So just when you think they're dead, attack. I almost did a possum noise, but I saved everybody. I don't even know how a possum noise is, but I imagine it's not pretty.
Just a little cat noise.
We do not have any possum mascots in the tournament this year, so.
Good to know. They would fall under the category of not Eagles, I believe, if memory serves right.
I think so. Well, without further ado, let's go on and talk about what should be a really, really exciting round of 32. Juan, what sticks out to you right off the bat here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, always looking forward to the favorites of Oklahoma, Texas, Indiana, Nebraska, those matchups. Games of the week for sure. I'm looking more towards the South and the Kerr region, Alabama and Georgia. I just found out their football record was 43-26-4, Alabama leading. So I think this could be a nice little tiebreaker for them, Ryan. Just really get those March to Madness numbers in there.
Only one would use football records to use in a basketball tournament.
Well, if you want that football record, you should hear Texas versus Texas Tech, 54-18. So stakes are pretty high here.
Alabama and Georgia are probably just glad this isn't the real sport of basketball, and they're probably glad they're not playing Tennessee. So that's my little dig in there. It wouldn't be quite the matchup if it was basketball. No, those should be some good ones. Youngstown State and Arizona should be a really good one in the Devote region. Classic 4-5, really kind of a coin toss. Arizona came on strong, last year for the first year, really showing out. And I kind of think, and of course Youngstown played, every year. We got a Final Four under their belt. Always a deep run for that team, but I think Arizona's going to have too much firepower here, but I think this is going to be a classic down to the wire, back and forth all day kind of affair. What do you think, Juan? You think Youngstown State just keeps on moving, or?
I think Youngstown State definitely a little more of a favorite here. They've definitely proven themselves over the years. I think Arizona's not so much a newcomer, but they got a lot to prove here, so it'll be an exciting matchup for sure.
I mean, it is a battle of 2 of the board presidents here. We've got Mark McDonough with Youngstown State, the fraternity board president, and Tom Lamontia, the foundation board president with Arizona. So Yeah, I expect the foundation kind of to come out ahead here. What do you think about that 1-9 in Oklahoma LSU? LSU obviously a big school. They didn't show out last year, but they kind of came out of nowhere at the end in the first round. You think they any kind of a match here?
I mean, I think it'll definitely be a matchup for sure. Whenever you get, these kind of matchups, big school versus big school, you tend to see some fireworks, Ryan. Some alumni come out of the woodworks, really pushing their teams forward. So, I mean, it's all about who can rally the troops the best. And, it might be LSU, it might be Oklahoma. It's a pretty good matchup.
It's another football school battle there.
I can look that one up for you if you want.
Let's not forget about the Florida State-Arizona matchup here. Florida State, this is about as far as they've been going in the tournament the last few years. They win that first round, the second round they compete, but they tend to get put down by some of the bigger schools. This is another instance of Arizona State's kind of really came on strong the last couple of years. Last year they had a really impressive year, and I think we talked about it in the first round. I think both of us kind of expected Arizona State to be, maybe one of the sleepers, and sleeper light term, and they were the third seed. But I think we both kind of liked their chances this year to stick around and make a deep run. So I think Florida State's kind of got their work cut out for them here. Once again, it's another big school, so you just never know. And we can't forget about our the other Bowling Green, Western Kentucky versus Idaho here in the 10-2 matchup. Seemed like Idaho kind of held back in that first matchup. I think they just have too much firepower for WKU here.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We're talking about our sprints in our March to the Madness bracket. So I think Idaho's playing the long game here.
Yeah, Vandal Nation, as the picture shows, are out there. Vandal Nation, stand up.
All right.
Might have a tough one in the Sweet 16. You kind of already hit on two of the curve matchups, but let's go talk about them a little more here. Texas had a very kind of one of those, Adam Sandler, Captain Insano shows no mercy. They didn't hold anything back, and any hope that the other team, the 16th seed, had against Texas, they went down in a hurry.
Yeah. But, interestingly, we do have a wild card coming into the Kerr region, Ryan. Once you catch your breath, Oklahoma State coming in against Northern Iowa. So that should be an interesting matchup. I think Oklahoma State's going to be looking for a little redemption here. So.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, a couple years ago, so it wasn't that long ago, they had a really impressive showing, got a 1 seed in the tournament, and then were eliminated as the 1 seed. So I think they still kind of remember that one. While they went up against Oklahoma in the first round, they still had a good showing, and they were able to secure one of those wild cards. Now they get another tough opponent, not quite in the Oklahoma realm, but Northern Iowa has also been one of those steadfast teams that's always there. You can always count on them. And this by no means going to be an easy match for Northern Iowa or Oklahoma State here. And I just because I have a 16 in front of their name, Northern Iowa can't take them for granted here.
And then moving on to the other wild card as well, DePaul versus Kentucky. I don't know sports that well, Ryan. I think you've caught on to that by now, but I'm pretty sure these teams don't face off against each other very often. So
I can't imagine DePaul is even D1.
I believe they are D2. That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Kentucky, I think I don't know if they're gonna have the same firepower they had last round. I think I kind of got under their skin with my bowl guarantee of Mississippi State making it to the Sweet 16 and beating Kentucky. That was my lock, and I think I upset them, so they were determined to prove me wrong. If we don't have the clip like we had a couple years ago, but we have the Ryan's wrong again. So we'll see. I just don't know what we'll see out of Kentucky here. And for those of you playing along, Mississippi State can still make the Sweet 16. They're still in as well. DePaul, I think DePaul might get them here. But who knows? I've been wrong before. But Kentucky they always disappoint in this tournament. I mean, it's just one of those things. But their real basketball team's coming along. So maybe they're getting some energy and some passion behind that with their March to the Madness run this year. So, but DePaul might be able to underseed to the 7 seed too. So I mean that's going to be a good matchup. So, and of course DePaul went out at the end in probably one of the most exciting first round matchups against Westminster. They were back and forth into the last hour. So, and Alabama Georgia. I mean, if we get the Georgia team of last year, I think that's going to be one for the ages right there. Of course, we know about the rivalry between those teams and mainly football. Of course, playing an SEC championship, national championship, all that over the last few years. I mean, that's gonna. I hope we get Georgia last year because if so, that's going to be one heck of a matchup. So I think Alabama wins. It hurts to say that, but I think Alabama wins. It would hurt to say I think Georgia wins too, but I think Alabama is poised for a deep run this year. I think they've got Elite Eight's easy path here for them. I think they have one of the easiest paths to the Elite Eight. If assuming Georgia of last year doesn't show up, this Alabama's kind of quarter to take. And of course, Alabama and Texas would be quite a Elite Eight matchup as well. So, anything else you have from this region here, Juan? Any other fun facts for us or stats?
Nope. That's
you didn't want to look up Oklahoma State versus Northern Iowa's history?
Okay, well, you didn't give me enough time. If I knew a little sooner.
I don't think they've played.
Maybe
in basketball.
Yeah. Moving on to Cockrell.
Yeah, break down Cockrell for us here, Juan.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the big matchup, Indiana State Sycamores versus Southern Miss. I mean,
your boys.
Yeah, they're coming through. I mean, I'm just saying, Indiana State's not looking towards the next match. They're looking towards the match after that. They want Indiana. They're going up against them. It's a rivalry we didn't even know we had in sports, I think. So
I think Southern Miss is gonna be too much for them. Every year the matchup you want doesn't happen. You want Indiana State so bad, it's not happening.
I just want the battle of the Indianas. Is that so much to ask for?
We have the Big Ten matchup. 1 versus 8, Indiana, Minnesota. I'm not sure. Not sure Indiana has too much to worry about here, but you never know. Minnesota definitely has the firepower, and of course, once again, we mentioned big school, and they might get a little fired up here to face Indiana. So we'll see about that. I think Southern Miss is going to take Indiana State. I think it will be a good matchup, though. I think Southern Miss just has a little more experience making it further in the tournament, so I think they're going to have that and use that to their advantage here. The most exciting game of this region is easily going to be our next Maction game here, Central Michigan and Bowling Green. Like I said, Bowling Green took down the 3 seed Northern Illinois in some Maction style antics last week, and now they go up against another MAC team in Central Michigan. Of course, Central Michigan's had many years of experience with this. Bowling Green, they've pulled quite a few upsets over the years. I don't know what to expect in this game, but I know it's going to be crazy and it's going to be fun because that's what the MAC does.
Yeah. Also, Ryan, I think I've just been told by our producer coming in with some fun basketball facts for you. All right. IU versus Indiana State is actually 4-4 in basketball. So that actually gives us our first true tiebreaker.
See, our producer wanted to bring that fact in this week because he knows they're not going to face off next week, so they're not going to have to bring that fact to the table next week.
Don't kill my dream.
Last but not least, we got Mississippi State, my Mississippi State boys versus Miami in the 11-2 matchup at the bottom. I think that's going to be an absolute classic of a matchup. Miami, of course, they're no stranger. That's why they're a high seed. Mississippi State had an impressive first round. Like I said, Kentucky kind of just – they've had the experience, and I kind of pressed their buttons. So Kentucky kind of took them out in that first round, but they still had a nice showing. That's why they're still here. I think Mississippi State's got one more game under their belt, kind of figure out how this works. I would not be surprised at all if they pull an upset here this week. So I think all 4 matchups in this round are going to be a good one, or in this region. I'm going chalk, except Mississippi State, but I think they're going to be this is going to be some of the most fun matchups of the round of 32 right here. I don't know what that is in the picture of the graphic, by the way. It's green, so it's green and orange. So I'm guessing it's Miami, but
you never really know these days.
Let's move on to our final region, Foster.
Looks like we got a little showdown in Maryland.
So I actually had dubbed this one the Battle of the Crabs, but our producer said I probably should not call it that. So we just have.
It looks like you called it that anyways.
We just have a good old-fashioned Maryland Towson matchup. I think that's going to be maybe the matchup of the first round. Both these teams around the same ceiling in the tournament. You can always expect a Sweet 16, a potential Elite 8 run from them. And both kind of had an easier time with their first round opponent. So, they've got the firepower and the ammo here, kind of local rivalries, maybe not quite the sports history, but, everybody in Maryland knows these schools, and you know somebody from the other school. So there's going to be a little bit of trash talking this week with that one. And kind of a similar instance in the Cincinnati Mountain Union game. Obviously, Cincinnati, D1, Mountain Union, I think D3. But, of course, in Ohio, it's just different. So, Mount Union had the good run last year. Cincinnati's still newer to the tournament. But I think that's going to be another really, really good matchup. And we'll have our North Dakota boys in the graphic there. They didn't have too tough of a time in the first round with their 15 seed. Westminster, they've been coming along the last couple of years, and this year they pulled off probably the most exciting first round matchup in the upset. So I know they still have got some firepower. So North Dakota's not going to have a cakewalk here, but I just think that experience that they have over the last few years is going to be too much here. So I'm going to take North Dakota. UNLV, Nebraska, I don't know what to expect. I think all the 1 seeds move on, so no surprise there. UNLV, not to say they don't have the firepower. I mean, they easily could. I just don't know if they have the same structure that Nebraska does. Nebraska has a very well schemed team of leaders.
Like you said, Ryan, that might just be the plan. They might just choose to play possum with them. You never know.
Do you think anyone who went to UNLV's ever even heard of a possum?
Aren't they like everywhere? Is that no? Wait, no, desert. Never mind. Anyways,
now I'm off track.
I think you voted for Nebraska. Anyways, moving on.
Juan, I know you got a secret care package from a Mount Union donor this past week. Does that change your pick in that Cincinnati Mount Union matchup?
It could. Seeing as how we're looking at a brand new bracket at this point, I mean, I think the Mount Union boys are coming up strong. So I don't know. I mean, I'm never afraid to rep a team. So just hint, hint, wink, wink. For that number 1 spot next year. You never know.
Juan can be bought. Say it ain't so.
My opinion is irrelevant.
So are you picking Mountain Union here, or at least for this week?
I think I might. I think Mount Union's going to be the way to go for the Cincinnati Mount Union matchup. So Mount Union has quite the spark when it comes to rallying the rest of Ohio. So other than the Cincinnati area, I think they might be able to take that. I don't know.
I'm torn on it. I know Cincinnati's got the firepower. Just a matter if they care about Mount Union or not. And a good point from last year, Cincinnati won their first round matchup. First time really participating last year. But second round, they had to go up against Indiana last year. Obviously, Indiana and Mount Union, much different second round opponents. Not to say Mount Union isn't good, but of course, Indiana's, the one of the teams that's won a title, the only other team besides Oklahoma. So be interested to see how Cincinnati competes here in the second round against a non-Indiana school. So I don't know. I think this is going to be a really fun bracket to follow, or the very fun region to follow. I think Maryland, Towson is going to be a great one, and Cincinnati Mount Union is going to be a really good one. So I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yep. And then, with that, we have just about a little over 19 and a half hours to go until the round of 32, Ryan. Are you excited?
Did you just do that math just real quick?
Maybe. I know you like your numbers.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep. I'm just so excited.
Yeah. Well, the round does tip off at 9 a.m. Central starting tomorrow, March 5th. Any final thoughts for us, Ryan?
Go Mississippi State.
Love to hear it. Just want to thank all the donors and remind everyone, don't play possum. Get out there and donate. Every dollar counts. Everything goes to supporting the SAU Foundation and scholarships for the undergraduate members of SAE. So it's a great program and happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, and you raised a good point again. Just like the round of 64, the winners of this round will be awarded 5% of the money raised back to their CEF. If you happen to get your team gets to $1,000 total, 10% of the money you raise will go back to CEF. So just a little extra incentive this year compared to past years. So just want to remind people of that as we get started tomorrow at the round of 32. So, and the matchups are going to get more competitive. So, that $1,000 incentive is going to be a little more weighing over people's heads and trying to get there. And of course, don't forget, getting to $1,000 saves you from elimination of the wild card as well. So,
all right, can't wait.
All right, thanks Juan for joining. And wait, Juan, you're out next week, right?
I will be unavailable next week, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll try to do it without you. You can, if you want, you can send messages tomorrow after the matchups happen. Any picks or anything you have, you're welcome, and I'll pass them along for you. Any fun facts, I'm sure the people will appreciate it. Everybody comes here to watch Juan, not me. We know it. But right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, and good luck tomorrow. As always, I'm Ryan.
I'm Juan.
Thanks for joining us, and enjoy the madness.